This is the third time I've hit record and gone 10 minutes without realizing my mic was muted. So, I'm exhausted. It's very late at night. I just got done with like a 3-hour session of playing Monster Hunter Wilds, and I'm going to talk about it. I think I've played it enough to where I can really talk about it. I've reached the credits and played about 30 hours. I'm Hunter rank 40, so still got a little ways to go, but I've played enough of it to where I can recommend it, not recommend it, talk about it, all that stuff. But I want to start off going back a little bit. Monster Hunter has always been a series that has eluded me. I've always been a little interested in it. You know, I remember playing the Generations Ultimate demo when that got ported to Switch, I think in like 2018 or something like that, so a long time ago. I remember when Rise came out, I was hearing a ton of good things about it. I ended up playing the demo when that came to Steam. And I remember hearing really good things about like the DLC and stuff like that, but nothing really grabbed me. I remember even hearing about World, seeing World years later, and just like I remember seeing combat and looking at like the environments like that and just being so, enamored basically. But I didn't hear about it until years after the fact, and it was sort of just whatever. All of that is also compounded by the fact that Monster Hunter is a hard series to get into. There's so much information that you have to know. Like, looking at the menus initially just gave me anxiety and like having no idea what to do. Like Generations Ultimate, for example, I played the demo of that, but like, dude, that's known for being like you just have to read so much text boxes, and like the game does not help you even a little bit. But they have, I think since World, I guess every entry I'm assuming, but like World specifically was sort of like their initiative to make the series easier to get into. I'm really happy they did that because the gameplay you're seeing right now, I'm sucking dick. I got no idea what the fuck I'm doing half the time. This gameplay is a little old. I think like a couple days after the game came out. So I'm a little bit better now. But like even now, I still don't really have any idea what I'm doing. But I'm having a great time. I am learning slowly. I'm just now getting used to like the menus. I remember when I first started the game, like I was like, I think I made a mistake. Like I don't even know what I'm looking at. But after about 15 hours and beating the quote unquote main story, reaching the credits, I had a decent enough grasp to where I had a decent enough grasp to what am I trying to say? I think it just started to click. You know what I mean? Like I was essentially playing blindly, like not preparing for any sort of fights, not knowing what the fuck a build was, just spamming my charge blade and stuff like that. And after about 15 hours, I think it all sort of clicked for me. Obviously, when I say clicked, I don't mean I know what the fuck I'm doing even a little bit, but I sort of ingested enough information to where I sort of know how to learn more. I know like what to look for, sort of the general idea of what to do, and I'm having a really good time. I think this could easily end up being my game of the year if certain games don't work out. I'm really looking forward towards Doom and GTA, and I know like Death Stranding 2 and Metal Gear Solid Delta. But like if those games don't really hit me, this could easily end up being my game of the year, and I'm going to continue to play this for weeks to come. I know the title update is coming out. I'm excited about that. I'm just trying to get through the at least most of the base content. I'm not going to get to everything, obviously, but like at least experience most of it, get my character to a decent level so that I'll be prepared. So yeah, this is the game that I'm nowhere near finished with, but I think I've played enough where I can talk about it. Pretty much the entire time I used the Switchblade, I think it's, or Charge Blade, the one I'm using right now on the screen. And I tried to use the Insect Glaive, which I thought was cool, but it wasn't really sticking with me. The hammer I thought again was cool, but just a little too slow. And then the Greatsword, right? Is that what it's called? Like the main one. I've actually been using a lot recently after getting some sort of not late game, because I'm not nowhere near that, but like, like Once you start going up the upgrade paths, there's some really cool great swords there. And so I've been messing around with that, but for the most part, I have just been using the charged blade. The only reason, actually, is because while I was playing, I was in a call with my girlfriend, and she really loves Devil May Cry. And when she saw me charge it, it immediately reminded her of Nero from Devil May Cry charging his sword. So just because of that, I've been playing it. And I think, just coincidentally, this is like the only weapon that has clicked for me. Like, I think I am just agile enough, like I can move around enough, and I can also block and do enough damage. Like, it does almost everything just enough for me. I have no idea about like what's meta. I don't know anything about builds, but this is just sort of what feels right for me. I've essentially just been playing the game based off of vibes, like, oh, well, this number or this armor has a lot of green numbers and it looks cool. I'm gonna use that. That's essentially how I've been playing the game. And through doing that, here we are, Hunter rank 40, about 30 hours into the game, and many more to come. I am, even now, still grasping what I'm even doing. these games, even, you know, Wilds, which is the most hand-holdy Monster Hunter game, I still think doesn't even hold your hand a little bit compared to, like, the average AAA game that's coming out now. I know a lot of people don't like a lot of hardcore fans, maybe sort of complain about that. Like, I know a lot of people have been talking about how easy this game is, like how quick enemies go down, which for me makes 0 sense because I'm fighting an enemy for like 20 minutes. I hear other people saying that, you know, oh, dude, enemies just go down so quickly. I'm like, how fast are they supposed to be going down? Like, are you guys sitting here for like 30-40 minutes on one guy? I mean, if that's the case, then I guess, like, I don't think I would necessarily mind, but like, I don't necessarily see any of that stuff as a negative because I have nothing to compare it to. I know it's like the worst time to be doing this, but I actually started playing Rise because I just got on Switch sort of on a whim because I had to be somewhere, and I was still having that, like, I was still fiending to play more Wilds, but I knew I was gonna be out of the house. But I had my Switch, and I was like, okay, fuck, I'll just, to satiate it, I'll buy Rise. And I've been having an okay time with Rise. I definitely like Wilds more. I don't know if that's a hot take or not. I don't have nearly enough time in Rise to even entertain that comparison. Like, I have like 3 hours in it, which is nothing. I've completed like 6 quests, maybe. I'm still Hunter rank 1. Like, yeah, there's no way I could even make that comparison right now, but I think this is the intro into my Monster Hunter hyperfixation. I can see myself maybe going back and playing some of the older games. Like, I think I will continue to play Rise casually, maybe once Wilds sort of starts to wane on me. Like, once all the title updates are done and there's sort of not a whole lot to do, then just cooking in the middle of Runabout. I think my stamina was low or something. But yeah, like, once I sort of had my fill with Wilds, I'm probably going to go and really start to invest in Rise. And I do, even though it's like the most daunting game ever, like more daunting than, like, I don't even know, like, it's like the most intimidating game for me ever. But like, I do want to at some point try and give Generations Ultimate a real try. I love how bright that game is. Like, one of my main complaints with Wilds is it's so, like, dark and gray. And I was watching Maximilian Dude's review on it, and he said something that, like, I didn't even notice, where it's like, yeah, once you beat the main story, which is like 15 hours or so, I think it took me like 18 or 20 even, like the worlds, like the environments just for some reason get brighter, like the sun just comes out. It's like, it makes that first 20 or so hours like so bleak and gloomy, and it doesn't, like, obviously, like, what you're looking at right now, like, the environments are still super pretty, and it doesn't ruin the game or anything, but like, when I am in the, I forget what it's called, like the forest area, and like the sun is out and the water's all blue, it looks so pretty. And when I look at like Generations Ultimate, how vibrant the environments are, like, I don't know, like, I wish there was just more. Like, so much of my game time of Wilds has just been in like these snowy, gray, dull caves, and like I said, the environments are still very pretty, and that isn't necessarily a bad thing, but man, I don't know, I wish the game was more vibrant a little bit. Like, that is, I think, I think that seriously is my main complaint with the game. I'm playing on PS5, so like obviously there's some graphical things. Like with every new game that comes out, it seems like there's something like it's too blurry or they have weird frame generation. And this game is not an exception. I don't think it looks bad. I think some people are being a little hyperbolic and a little over the top of their criticism towards it. But like it runs smooth. It's 60 FPS. I think I've had like a couple frame drops, but it's for like a split second when I'm running, and it's never like I'm in a battle or anything like that. So as long as the game is smooth and it's not like butt ugly, I don't really care. So this game's fine. I think that's kind of all I have to say. I definitely recommend it, and I am hopeful that this will be the start to my Monster Hunter journey. This game got me in the door, and I think over time I am going to backtrack at some point to experience this stuff. Like right now I'm playing Rise, and after that, I'm trying to think. I don't know. It's for me. I think I just die here. No, I did die here. Okay. I need to build up to Generations Ultimate. If anyone has a pathway that it would be best for that, like I don't know. Like I don't know if I really want to go back and play like Worlds and stuff like that. Like that's such a big time commitment. Like I don't know. I mean, these games are always like Monster Hunter is such a big time commitment. Like I said, I have 30 hours in it, and I'm now nowhere near experience like the whole game. So whatever. I'm hopeful this will be my door to the series. I'm having a lot of fun, and yeah, it's a good game.